Hi, Shanti.
Hello, Kamila ji.
I'm allowing you to record. Hello, Shivani.
Thank you.
Hi, Myra. And Jen. And who else I can see? Satya.
Hi.
Hi.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm still
Did you-
in celebration mode.
That's good.
It's very nice. Shivani, I'm just making you interpreter. You got it? Okay, good, good. Hi, Maureen. Thank you, Shubha. Actually, I have puja scheduled for 1st of um, September. So I think birthday is carrying on till then. Although, oh my God, this is most annoying. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all of you. I'm overwhelmed with all the lovely wishes. Thanks very much. And yes, I hope to have an amazing year. I love what I'm doing. I have a good life. So let us start now, lesson 25. And we are looking at yogas today. So we have completed the nakshatra class and we are now starting with the yogas. And so today, because the moon is in Chitra Nakshatra, I put a photograph of myself with the priest from Chitra Nakshatra temple. Now, actually, by the evening, the moon will move to Swati Nakshatra. So we continue our class and we are 6 November is the last date. And so let us start with the chanting. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Brahma Murari Sripurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Budhascha Guruscha Shukraha Shanirahu Ketava Sarve Graha Shanti Bhavo. Om Dati Shankatu Sharabham Shirodaranava Sambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukatabhushanam. So today we are doing the Purana Vedvyasa mantra. Last week we did the Surya mantra, and today we are doing the moon mantra, which we have been doing every day anyway. Om Dathi Shankatushārabham Shirodharanavasambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukatabhushanam. These Vedvyasa mantras or Purana mantras, they're good to do like on Monday you want to do, or you want to honor moon, then you can do all different mantras for the moon. And this is one of the important ones. So then I just want to remind you about my India temple trip, which is January 24th to February 9th, 2024. And the main thing is this, that it's 20 nakshatra temples, and the early bird ends on 30th August. I don't know why I thought it was 31st of August. Anyway, it's something that you can check out. And this is again the Chitra Nakshatra temple. And it's all these temples are really beautiful, you know, each one is so different from the other and still the same. So there we go. And so now we come to the class on yogas. Yoga means a yoke or a connection. So this is different from the yoga we do, the spiritual yoga we do. Many connections are made by planets, by being placed in specific relationship to each other, by being in certain rashis or houses. Yogas are studied from 3 different points of view: the Lagna, moon, and sun. Lagna represents this life, your health, intellect. Therefore, any yogas to the Lagna enhance or reduce the overall quality of your life. Moon is the mind, and a calm mind is essential for good quality of life. Therefore, it's essential that the moon is fully supported by good yogas. Sun is the soul, your identity, confidence, career, and vitality. So all these 3 points of view that are studied. There are many yogas, and it will be impossible to illustrate them all. We will concentrate on those that are usually considered by the Vedic astrologer in a normal consultation. What happens is that there are so many yogas. Even today, like I have been studying over 40 years with Jyotish. I can be told some new yoga, I have never heard of it. So we keep on learning new yogas as well. But basically, a yoga is a combination. Like you have a yoga with me because you are studying with me. If you have a friend, you have a yoga with them because you are connecting with them. So similarly, planets make all sorts of connections. And in a birth chart, you see, these yogas are very important because they can bring some aspects that the normal chart does not show. So far we have been studying the basics, you know, the signs, the planets, nakshatra, houses. But now, you know, we see something extra in the chart today, and then we will go on to the timing after this. So a list of planetary yogas are given in all major classics, especially Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra and Phaldipika. There are 2 books that have a list of most of the planetary yogas. Yogas in Astrology by Dr. K.S. Charak, 300 Important Combinations by B.V. Raman. Actually, the book by Dr. K.S. Charak, it's a very good book on yoga. It's classical by nature. He has given reference to all the yogas, and small book, but lot of information. And 300 Important Combinations by B.V. Raman. This also is a very popular old book. I think you may be able to find this as a download. If you put up PDF for download, you may be able to get the 300 Important Combinations. You can try and buy it also. So they can be different types of yoga that show personal nature, wealth, status, suffering, poverty, renunciation. They tell of the rich diversity of our life with its many ups and downs. Some yogas run throughout our life, whereas others we experience at specific times. So one of these yogas is called Nabhasa Yoga. And Nabhasa means the sky. These are cosmic patterns that take place just like kaleidoscope forms different patterns. These patterns should be the first point of analysis for an astrologer. These yogas are formed in the sky, taking into account their cardinal, fixed, mutable quality of which houses they fall in the chart. For some of the yogas, time of birth is not essential. Then single planets creating their own yoga. Some planets form yogas by themselves, like Mars is a Raja Yoga Karaka for Cancer and Leo Lagna. Saturn for Taurus, Libra, Venus for Capricorn, Aquarius Lagnas. So 6 of the Lagnas have planets. If you're Cancer, Leo, Mars really works well for you. Saturn for Taurus, Libra, and Venus for Capricorn, Aquarius. Then if you have exalted planets or own sign planets, they can create Mahapurusha Yoga in Rashi, also in the Varga charts. We have yet to study Vargas, but we will study it. Then yogas from the sun and the moon. Yogas support or weaken the luminaries. So we study the yogas from sun and moon. That will be next week. We will be studying them. Then Graha yogas, unique planetary combination that form yogas in your natal chart. Gochara transit yogas are formed by transits of planets. This is derived from Nadi astrology. They are yogas that are not in your birth chart, but can help or hinder if they are happening at a given time. These yogas are especially significant as they can add or detract to the quality of experience during their configuration. So I love transit yogas because if we understand the transits, you can see that sometimes you get opportunities by how the planets are in the sky, and we can learn to flow with them. And same time, if sometimes they are difficult yogas, we can also say, okay, I'm being restrained. Then Pravrajya Yoga, these are yogas for asceticism. Rahu Ketu yogas, most of the above yogas do not include Rahu Ketu due to their shadow nature. Rahu Ketu create Sarpa, Kal Sarpa, Guru Chandala Yoga. When Rahu Ketu create yogas, then that is difficult. Then how are these yogas formed? And over this next few weeks, I'm going to be showing the yogas, explaining to you, and then you'll start seeing them. So there are certain cosmic patterns in the sky, planets in Kendra from each other, like Gaja Kesari Yoga, planets and houses without involving signs like Adi Yoga, Kartari Yogas. Planet signs, here type of Rashi, Chara, Sthira, Dvisvabhava is taken into account. Many Nabhasa yogas are created this way. Planet sign houses where the link is a planet being in a certain sign, exaltation on sign, certain house. Pancha Mahapurusha Raja yogas are some of these. Gathering of planets in a sign will indicate Pravrajya yoga for asceticism. You see, sometimes you'll see that all the planets gather in one sign. In 2021 and 2022, all the planets were in two signs only, February 21 and 22. That's a very unstable time for the world as well, when these planetary configurations happen. But if you're born with these configurations, then it's a complicated energy for you. Rahu Ketu is the axis of karma, disturbs the quality of planets they are placed with. If a yoga forms and the nodal axis is influencing, it can change the quality. Rahu Ketu can spoil the yoga or color it with unconventional quality that can create unexpected repercussions. So you see, if Rahu Ketu is there in any, they are disruptors, disrupting energy. So if they are part of any yoga, you know, they can enhance it, spoil it, create some unusual impact. So we have to always watch for Rahu Ketu. The quality of sun and moon in a natal chart by house, Rashi, conjunction aspect will impact on the qualities expressed by the yogas. If they are weak, the yogas do not deliver. So sometimes you will see and meet people like that who have all the opportunities, all the privileges, but they feel very unhappy. They don't know how to use their privilege. So it is really important to see those things, what is happening. And, you know, and it's also important to do remedy for the moon. I've been talking all along that how it is important that we do certain remedies for our moon through yoga, meditation, practical choices. Sun also, you know, if you develop it, then it's making you enjoy your life more, your chart more, your life more. Negative yogas can be improved if luminaries are in dignity and strong in the natal chart. If one is in dignity, the other is weak, it gives neutral effect. So what I mean here is that sun and moon, luminaries are sun and moon, so we have to check that. Special emphasis is placed on the moon, as the mind can spoil the life the incarnating life soul wants to achieve. You see, if our mind is bothering us, then it's not letting us enjoy our life, enjoy the yogas we have, the opportunities we have. So doing some remedy, working with that, it is very helpful. Many spiritual disciplines are undertaken to strengthen the mind, as a strong, good mind is responsible for making or marring the quality of life. So the timing, when do these yogas actually fructify? When do we actually see these yogas happening? Nabhasa yoga and Pancha Mahapurusha yogas elevate the status of the individual throughout their life. Other negative ones like Kalsarpa, Daridra can create problems. So you see, there are certain things as part of the structure of your chart. That is, giving you your personality, qualities of your chart, but then certain other factors, the promise of the natal chart yogas come into their own through Dasha Bhukti. So Dasha Bhukti we have still yet to study. If Jupiter, Mars are creating a yoga, then either Jupiter or Mars Dasha, this yoga will come into their own. So my niece, she has a yoga created by Jupiter and Venus. And she came into Jupiter Dasha. And the moment she came into the Dasha, the yoga got active. And so opportunities come. It doesn't mean that you don't have difficult times, but the yogas are like protecting energy for you if you have the good yogas in your chart. So now we are going to focus on the Nabhasa yoga. But before we go forward, does anybody have any question or comment, anything? Okay. So now today we are concentrating on Nabhasa yoga. Nabhas means the sky. These cosmic patterns that are like kaleidoscopes. So you can see in the, you're more of the computer generation, you know, you can play with graphics and all sorts of different patterns come. This should be analyzed first in natal astrology before going into other yogas. These celestial patterns of heavens at time of birth have influence on individual temperament, nature, and behavior. You see, when an astrologer is looking at a chart, the first thing they study is yogas. We can't study that first in our class because we first have to learn all the other things. So, and they should look at the Nabhasa yogas as well. These yogas are active throughout the life, do not need dashas to activate them. Unlike other yogas, these yogas do not depend on rulership of houses or planetary relationships. Since the pattern remains for length of time, often many people born around the same time will have similar signature. So you could say that Nabhasa yoga is like a signature that you have in your chart that is important for your personality. It is giving you a support or lack of support. There are 4 different categories of Nabhasa yogas: Ashraya, Dala, Akriti, and Sankhya. Today we are going to study Sankhya only in detail. The rest of the yogas we study in detail in year 2. In each category has a subcategory, making 32 Nabhasa yogas in all. Then each of the subcategories has different types. The patterns within patterns create infinite designs, but the sages have pointed to 1800 most important differing qualities. We are not going to study 1800, but we'll study quite a few yogas this year, but next year as well. So the first set of yogas is Ashraya Yoga. It means to take refuge. Planets take refuge in cardinal, fixed, or mutable signs. This naturally makes for 3 types of Ashraya Yoga: Raju, Musala, and Nala. If all planets are placed in cardinal, fixed, or mutable signs, this can be further studied as dominant gunas of Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. Quite rare to get this Ashraya Yoga because it's not common that you will have planets in one type of quality in your chart. Dala Yoga, Dala means rivals or gangs. The planets are divided into two groups of rivals, the malefic and benefic planets. There are two types of Dala Yoga, Mala, benefic, Bhujanga, malefic. These are caused by occupation of either benefics or malefics in the Kendras. You know, when you have a pure signature of a yoga, you don't want half yoga, you want a pure yoga, then it is very dramatic, we could say. Then why the Dala yogas is important? Because Kendras support the structure of the chart. When malefics occupy them, it can make the personality extremely aggressive, while benefics can give a soft, caring role. Moon is excluded from this yoga. Akriti yoga. Akriti means appearance, shape, or form. Yogas are interested in what form the chart takes by placement of planets. Are they placed in successive kendras, opposite houses, 1 to 7, 7 to 12? All various combinations, which are 20 in all, give overall shape to the chart and shows its weakness and strengths. There are 20 Akriti yogas. I just name a few: Gada, Shakata, Shri Ghataka, Pakshi, Hala, Vajra, etc. Now, these yogas we are going to study next year. We are not studying them now. So now we are going to study Sankhya yogas today. Sankhya means numbers. These yogas simply take into account how many signs the planets are placed in. This can vary from 7 planets in 7 houses to 7 planets in 1 house. There's an important rule to remember for Sankhya Yoga. If other Navhasa yogas are formed, then Sankhya may not operate. However, I see that these yogas, they are quite important. You want to see the Sankhya Yoga, and you want to see what is there. I like to look at them even if other yogas are there. Now, there are 7 Sankhya yogas because Rahu Ketu is not involved in the Sankhya. All planets in 1 sign, Gola Yoga is formed. 2 signs, Yuga Yoga. 3 signs, Shula. 4 signs, Kedar Yoga. 5 signs, Pasha Yoga. 6 signs, Dharma or Dhamma Yoga. 7 signs, Veena Yoga is formed. Now, what you see is that Gola Yoga, very rare. In my lifetime, which is now quite a few years, only once the Gola Yoga happened, but I was a child, I did not know. But that was a very unstable time for the world, because during that time, at least here in USA, there was a missile crisis, Cuban missile crisis, exactly when this Gola Yoga was happening. Then in 2 signs, Yuga Yoga, this is a bit more common. We had this last year, 2022, 2021, when all the planets gather in 2 signs. It doesn't last very long, but if, say, a child is born at that time, then that is like a personality signature for them. Then Shula Yoga, again, reasonably rare, but you do get that more often. 4, 5, this is quite common. You'll see even in the class, 4 signs Kedar Yoga, 5 signs Pasha Yoga. And then Dharma Yoga, very rare to get. And Veena Yoga, even rarer. But these 2 are very good things to have, but rare to get. In our class, we don't have the first 2. Nobody has that yoga, but we have 3, 4 signs. So let us look at these yogas. So Gola means round, a ball, globe, presence of all planets in 1 sign. When all planets are placed in 1 house, 1 sign, Gola Yoga is created. Not an easy yoga to have, Parashara says a person will be strong, devoid of wealth, learning, intelligence, be dirty, sad, and unhappy. Sometimes I feel that Sage Parashar is very harsh on people's life. So therefore it's not not always happens. Now transit Gola Yoga was 4th February 1962 at sunrise 7:41 GMT, London. It was really 4th of February because moon can stay in a sign only for 2.5 days. So in essence, the Gola Yoga can last only for 2 days or so, because moon or other faster moving planets can go out. Now, here I found a chart, and let us just look at this. This is Gola Yoga. And this is a chart of Clint Black. And he is a very well-known American country singer. I don't listen to country music, so I never heard of him, but one of the students sent the chart to me. And you can see here, every planet is in Capricorn, except for Rahu. Rahu is not considered in these yogas. And also, if you see, it's a new moon, so that was a eclipse as well at that time. So this yoga was very unsettled yoga. And then as far as Clint Black is concerned, he was recently on a program, what is it called? Finding Your Roots. It's a program on PBS, Public Broadcasting Network, I think, PBS. And I watched it especially because I had his chart. And what was interesting is that he's very successful, but his childhood was very difficult, because you see, with this yoga, if I were to meet him or meet somebody, I would not say, I would say to them they have a very special chart and they need support from other people. So that's what I'd normally say to them. And actually, when somebody gives me their birth data and they're born January, February 1962, I know that that's a difficult time, because, you know, the Gola Yoga would split to Yuga Yoga. And so nobody in the class has that. And then the next yoga is Yuga Sankhya Yoga, means an age of the world, a couple, a yoke, duality. In this case, Yuga means duality, as it is formed by planets being in two signs. This is also a very challenging yoga. Parashara says he will be a hypocrite, devoid of wealth, banished by society, without sons, mother, and wealth. You see, this is what I was saying. Sometimes Sage Parashar is saying something much worse. And I have the chart of King Abdullah of Jordan. He's born on 30th January 62. And he has a Yuga Yoga. He's the king. But what happened was that his father, King Hussein, was not going to allow him to be the king, but on his deathbed changed the sign. So sometimes with these yogas, you see sudden big strength of an energy taking place. And so here is his chart, and you see that his moon is out of this. This is what I was saying, that when I started doing astrology, then I started getting clients with this 1962 chart, and January and February. And then that is how I realized that this yoga was taking place, and how to handle them. You see here, moon is isolated, and he has all the planets in Capricorn. But I think that with King Abdullah, which I found with number of my clients as well, that the ones that had good partnerships, either spouses or good friends, company, they were able to handle this, because this is a very unsettled yoga to have, means a person can have a very unsettled life. So that is the important thing to think about. And so we don't have anybody in the class with the yoga. Very rare to find these, but you have to always understand and be careful and kind to the person who has this, not to give them, you have to explain to them how they can support themselves and take care. Because although the yoga says no wealth, King Abdullah, he's the king of Jordan. He's very wealthy. He's got a lavish lifestyle. So you have to understand that. So then the Shula Sankhya Yoga, we do have two people in the class with Shula Yoga. Shula means a spear, sharp pointed weapon. People born under this yoga can hurt others like a spear through their talk or action. Remove ignorance, process can be painful. Follower of Lord Shiva. This yoga is formed when the planets are in three signs. So you see that three-pointed Shula, Trishul. So what I notice is that a Shula yoga person can get very angry very quickly. And therefore, you see that they have to learn how to manage that. My niece has this. She's very sweet, very nice, but if she gets angry, boy, then that trident comes out. But as she's been growing older and more responsible and learning, you see a lot less of it. So when you know something is there, that's like a potential is there. So one has to be conscious of it. Now here I have the chart of Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is a what is it? He's a pop star from very young age. And again, ignore Rahu Ketu, otherwise you'll think, oh, these are 5 signs. You see one, Libra, Capricorn, and Aquarius. So he has this, and he also was born to very young parents. He had a very unsettled life. And I think sometimes Justin Bieber is hurting himself because he is, drugs, alcohol, bad behavior. So that is there. He also has that earlier yoga I talked to you about, Bhujanga yoga, malefics in the Kendra. He has Rahu Ketu also there, but Mars, Saturn, Sun, all are in the Kendra. There's a cancellation because Venus is there. But Venus, you could say, is wife. When he has a good partnership, then he can handle this energy. But otherwise, this can be very aggressive and one has to be careful. So in our class, we have Kayla and Lou. And I'm not sure whether Kayla is here. Let me see if she's here. I don't see either one of them, but I'll just show you Kayla and Lou. But Kayla has the chart here. And there we can see the planets in 3 signs. Rahu Ketu don't count. That's the mistake you can make with these yogas, that Rahu Ketu don't count. And all the planets gathered together, forming a Trishul. So um, uh, it can bring anger issues, irritability, frustration. Sometimes you can also experience it by transit. So you see now, if we look at the transit, during the COVID years, there were a number of times where we had this Shula yoga by transit. If you look at today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is pretty solid chart today. And these planets in 6 signs will remain for, I think, you see moon in all these places. So this is going to remain for some time, this planets in 6 signs. But I have a message here, chat about Garth Brooks. He's born at 1307, February 7th, 62. I do have his chart. Also a great uh, documentary on Amazon Prime. I'll have a look at it. And who gave that message? Sorry, I'm just trying to look at that.
It
Yeah,
was
Myra. Yeah, thank you.
so close to Clint Black's.
Yeah, but Clint Black is pure yoga, you know, the Gola yoga. People
Right.
born even 3rd of February. I've got charts of number of clients right there. So this is, and you know, Garth Books also, he's got a solid partner, wife, I think. So that's important, you know, when you have some of these unusual yogas, then you have to be considerate about that, because otherwise it's he's hardly poor or anything, very successful, but imbalance is there, natural imbalance. So any questions about the yoga so far? So when you're watching the yogas, these Sankhya yogas, 1, 2, 3, those are the ones you have to watch. After that, they're all positive. So that means that rest of the class has all positive yogas. Also, what we consider here is that we don't consider where the planets are. So say moon is with Ketu, Mars is Virgo, Mercury, not considering that. It's just straightforward. All the planets are in 3 houses, 4 houses, 5 houses. That's all you consider in these yogas. So now the next yoga is Kedar Sankhya Yoga. Means a mountain connected to Lord Shiva. Kedarnath, a form of Shiva, a meadow, a raised earth that keeps out water. Formed when all planets are in 4 signs only, will be a benefactor to many, strong, stubborn like an ox, hardworking, will do agricultural work, truthful, happy, fickle, wealthy, simple, straightforward, not a too fine an understanding of human nature. Agriculture. Actually, they say that if you have Kedar yoga, you can earn from agricultural wealth. This is a very solid yoga to have. You're like a mountain, you know, 4 planets like solid, like Himalayas, or I don't know, Alps, or what do we have over here? Sierra Nevada. They're just solid pieces. They are supportive, solid aspect is there. And here we have Imran Khan. He is the ex-prime minister of Pakistan. At present, he's having prison sentence. But you see, he was a famous cricketer. If you know what cricket is, he was very successful. But I don't know why he went into politics, but he became the prime minister, but he's also, so you see, again, these yogas don't give you that information. But one of the things in Imran Khan's chart is that if you look, he has all the malefics in the Kendra, Mars, Saturn, Sun, and Mercury, which is benefic but behaves, remember the rule of Mercury. Mercury behaves like the planet it's placed with. So here we see Mercury is behaving like Saturn. So this Kendra position, that's what gives him that determination also. That's a Bhujanga yoga, but not easy yoga to have, but can be very driven. You saw the chart of Justin Bieber as well, but here Imran Khan has this yoga. And in our class now, I just want to show you here that if you have Sri Jyoti star, and you go here to special, you can actually do classical yoga time search. And so you go to classical yoga here. and all the yoga. So this software is calling this Kedar yoga as Kendra yoga. But here, let's see, say 7 planets in 4 separate signs acquires wealth and agricultural lands. It's a good yoga to have. Then you search database and you see we have so many people here with this yoga. So too many to show you. But we see Atma Jyoti, Jaja, Mande, Maureen, Myra, Mohini, Matu, Natalie, Curie, Sabrina, Sandy, Satara, Snow, Sue, and Yang. So, and Zoe. So what I was saying is that 4, 5 are the most common yogas to have. Most people will have that because the planets are there. So let's just look at a couple of charts. Let's just see Myra's chart here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a kind of important, solid personality. All of you who have this, you have a strong personality here. Let me see if I can show you one more. But you see, in these yogas, we are not trying to analyze anything except just that these planets are in, yeah, and let's go to one at the bottom, Yang. Again, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4 signs, so like the Kedarnath mountain, the temple, or like the mountain, that is their solid, strong personality. So very nice yoga to have. Then the second one, that is the 4 and 5, you know, these are the most common ones. And Pasha Sankhya Yoga, mine also, I have planets in 5 signs. Means abundance and quantity. This yoga is formed when all planets are situated in 5 signs. Person born in Pasha Yoga will be skillful in work, very talkative, will have many servants and a great family. Certainly, I don't know. I suppose I'm talking all the time because I'm teaching, but I definitely in my this astrology work, I'm skillful and I have a great family, and I would say servants could be people who help you. And I've always had people helping me, lucky person. And here we see Pasha Yoga, Paul Newman. And Paul Newman, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ignore Rahu, ignore Ketu, but if Ketu is with the sign, we don't need to ignore it. And so you can see that Pasha Yoga is here. And Paul Newman also has this, all the benefics in Kendra. Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, all in Kendra. So this is very rare yoga. He has what is called the Mala Yoga. You know that the 2 groups, malefics, you saw Imran Khan and Justin Bieber. In the Kendras, they only had malefic planets. Whereas in Paul Newman's chart, he has only benefics. And he was, you know, before very charitable also. He set up this thing called Newman's Own sauce company, which is still giving charity to all the profits go to charity. So, and very successful, you can see that. And we have many in the class with this yoga as well. Let's just go here. So in the Pasha Yoga, let's search database, and there we have Emma, Heidi, Jennifer, Jojo, Junji, Kay, Lulu, Lynn, Mary, Monica, Sage, Serene, Shantipan, Yunnan. So a lot of people having this yoga. So let's look at it. It's a nice yoga to have. It's very, you'll see maximum people having 4 or 5. Here we see Jennifer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rahu Ketu, you're ignoring. And I'm just looking at Mary, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't take Rahu Ketu into account. So this is, these yogas are starting point. We see this as soon as we look at the chart, you count the number of houses. And normally, if you have 4, 5, it's okay, So the ones to watch out for is, I would say, super rare to get 1, but 2 or 3, I have number of clients who have that. Then you can give them some counseling dealing with it when you're looking at the charts or you're looking for yourself. 5, 4, 5. This is normal. There's Maureen. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Maureen, you have the Kedar yoga. And let's just look at one more chart. Sattara, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see which ones I have here as 5. Yeah, it's Shantipan. One, two, three, 4, 5. So any questions or anybody wants to comment about this? Anything they'd like to say? Okay. So now we come to the really something, if you have this in your chart, it is a significant importance here. So Dhamma Sankhya Yoga, Dhamma, it also is called Dharma Yoga. Means self-command, ability to subdue desires, self-restraint, calm under crisis. All planets situated in any 6 sign create this yoga. They'll be thoroughly gentle, helpful to others, have righteously earned wealth, be very affluent, famous, endowed with many sons, gems, will have fortitude and be learned. You see, I find that if you have a yoga, it sets you apart from others. And this especially Dhamma yoga, it's bringing some extra strength to you that is not always visible otherwise. And you see people, very powerful people having this yoga. According to author of Sarvali, the native will also have the effect of rearing cattle, gaining through them. And Varaha Mahira adds that native in this yoga will be servant to animals and interested in doing religious rites. Servant to animals, if you have cats and dogs, horses. I had a student of mine who had the Dhamma yoga. She was looking after her horse all the time. So it's not necessary. So if you have animals at home, then you are servant to them. So that is important. So here I have a Jerry Hall. She's a model, and I don't know, she was quite famous in the 70s, maybe 80s. And she is also famous for having married um, what's his name? The rock Mick Jagger, Rolling Stones, and she had 4 children by him. And then recently she married Robert Murdoch, Murdoch Sr., and then they divorced as well. So in her case, Jerry Hall, she's born on 2nd July 56. I don't have her birth data. So I didn't have her birth data, so I put sunrise chart. So if I don't have somebody's birth data, and she's born in Gonzales, Texas. And here I put the sun in the Lagna. And what you can see is that she would have Dhamma Yoga even if she was born before sunrise and moon was in Pisces. Only 2 options are there for 2nd of July 56, either moon in Pisces or moon in Aries. And both cases, she have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets. And, you know, she had great resilience with even with Mick Jagger. He divorced her after many years and he refused to give her any money. He said we got married. They had a Hindu ceremony in Bali, so that didn't stand. It was not technically proper. But she had 4 children by him. And then now Rupert Murdoch also, it was not such a good ending. But you can see that she's a strong lady. Another person who has Dhamma Yoga is Angela Merkel. She was the um, uh, West German Chancellor, very strong lady. So Dhamma Yoga, very good yoga to have. And in this class, we have many of you with Dhamma Yoga. So let us just look at this chart here now. Classical yoga time search. And so in the software, it is coming as Dharma Yoga. They're all together here. They're Dharma Yoga. Dharma means doing your duty. Dhamma means, you know, calmness in front of resilience. Dhamma would mean resilience as well. And here we see Bindu J, Lavant, Shubha. Shubha said, you said both your children also have Dhamma Yoga. You also have Dhamma Yoga. Sophia, Sukanya, Tiffany. So you see, this is a fabulous, very good signature to have in your chart. And Shubha says, I have 2 cats, also volunteer with an NGO to help adoption of rescued cats. So you see, servant to animals, Shubha is showing that totally. So let's look at this Bindu's chart here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so let me see if I can. There's Shubha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I find that in a person's chart, if you sometimes pick up some yoga in the chart, we will be looking at many yogas. So don't worry if you know, it's a really good signature to have. Sophia, here we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, Rahu Ketu don't count. So and Sukanya, I don't think Tiffany's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This, when I am looking at consultation charts, I'm looking for 2 or 3 if there is something, or 6 or 7. 4, 5, I'm happy. I don't need to do too much analysis on that. But this, like 6, is very solid. And then the most powerful of these yogas is the Veena Yoga. Veena or Vallaki Sankhya Yoga. Vallaki is just another name for Saraswati. Veena Yoga is also another name for Goddess Saraswati. And so here I have Veena is a musical instrument that is connected to Saraswati, the goddess of learning, knowledge. Vallaki is also another name. Veena Yoga is formed when all planets are situated in any 7 signs. Clear-headed, loving, friend of all, they will be lover of song, dance, musical instruments, be skillful, happy, wealthy, leader, many servants. Means, you know, somebody who's a CEO or running companies, everybody's working under them. But this is a great yoga to have and quite very rare to have in the chart. And here we have Steve Jobs. He was the creator of Apple. And you see here again, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see, he was visionary because he also in Apple Music, Apple TV, Apple iPod, iPhone, now our iPhone, it does everything. And that was like innovation. It's like Saraswati, he had a lot of knowledge and creativity, ideas. Even Pixar, he was running Pixar as well. And so, all sorts of stuff. And usually in a class, we don't have so many people with Dhamma yoga, and we have many here in the class, and they're usually very rarely in a class that will have the Veena yoga. But we do have somebody in the class today with Veena yoga. This is Vallaki Veena yoga, 7 planets in 7 separate signs. And let's search database and Satya. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All planets in separate signs. And here the yoga is not considering Jupiter's and early degrees, Venus is with Rahu. No, it's just that all the planets are like, the hands totally, they are around the chart, and very good yoga to have. So now I'm just going to finish the class, then I will talk to you in a minute. And so just some information about software. Sri Jyoti Star, this is the one I'm using, vedicsoftware.com. Then Jhora. This is a very good free software. The guy who makes this software, he is doing this like karma yoga, giving it to everybody. So there is no reason, at least there should be no reason why you should not have a software. No financial reason. If you want to invest in Sri Jyoti Star and you feel you don't want to do it just now, you can just go for Jhora. A lot of techniques and lots of complicated stuff. I don't use it, so I'm not that good at it, but definitely number of the students, advanced students are using it, number of astrologers are using it. So you could. Then drikpanchang.com, you can make your chart on it. And if you want, you can make your chart. Then phone softwares, Jyotish D, this is the one I use. It's not, people complain about it all the time. But a phone software I'm not using for serious astrology. And Cosmic Insights as well. This is belongs to a friend of mine. I know her, but I don't use it because I'll just use to see where the planets are today or something urgent. I like to use the proper software. So either you should get the Jhora, or even Parashara's light is there, another one. I don't use them, so I can't tell you how to use them. Parashara's. These are the three. There may be others if you know, and you can look at them. So next week we are going to do sun and moon yogas and Pancha Mahapurusha yoga. So that is, are we, I think that's lesson 26 because we are, let me see what lesson we are on. Yeah. So that's next week's. So that is it for today. Any questions, anything, anybody wants to say how the yoga affects them?
Hi, Camilla.
Yes, hi Satya.
I just wanted to share that my brother has all of his planets in 3 signs.
Mm.
And he definitely, when he was younger, had a lot of anger management issues.
Mm.
So he played a lot of sports. He
Mm.
played rugby, and I think that definitely helped him. But he recently got a new partner, and she's just this very kind person, and it's really settled him down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I noticed with my niece also. She's suddenly, even now, she's very happy, but suddenly when she's in that Shula mode, then it's it's a complicated situation.
Definitely didn't want to upset him when he was younger.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you have the um, so how do you feel about your Veena yoga? Anything? Did you know you
Um,
had this yoga?
no, I didn't know about this yoga.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear about it, but I'm not really sure how it's showing up in my life at this point yet.
Okay, thank you. So that's it for today. I shall see you all next week. And thank you very much. Namaste.